All right, let's look at Barcelona. There's been a lot of debate about whether Barcelona, or whether the Spanish La Liga is better than the Premier League. There's been a lot of debate from La Liga fans and Premier League fans, and that debate will go end. It won't end as long as we begin to see as long as the Spanish La Liga has they have the argument of they've won more Champions League, and then the Premier League they have their own argument of that players have to come to the Premier League and then adapt. There's always that talk of adaptation when it comes to the Premier League. It's not like you don't see that topic when you go to other leagues. It's always Premier League because first of all the weather, the physicality of the league, some other things. So let's look at it from this angle. Looking at this Barcelona current squad, we know that there are a lot of you look at the defense, you like who even did that defense safe, and some of the things you look at, where you can even hold on to Barcelona sometimes is their midfield when they are complete. But let's look at it. Will Barcelona survive the Premier League? If we bring this Barcelona team from the Spanish La Liga and put them in this Premier League now, this current Premier League, will Barcelona survive the Premier League? One,
I think they will survive the Premier League. They will survive, but they won't dominate the way they've dominated the La Liga. I know a lot of people say, Manchester City have been dominating, the Premier League since Pep Guardiola came. But you can't compare the wage bill of Barcelona and the wage bill of Manchester City. You can't compare the expenditure of Manchester City and also the expenditure of Barcelona. Barcelona don't go for those Galactico players, those big players. Even when Pep was there, they didn't buy those big name players. They did it once in a while. But Manchester City, every season, they buy the best players, even in the league, in the Premier League. They go to the La Liga, they buy the best players in Syria. They get the best players. So I think Barcelona will survive, but they won't dominate. Why? Barcelona have one of the best academy players, academy system in the world. They produce players like Lamine Yamal. We are seeing players like Marc Bernal. We are seeing players like Fermin Lopez. Players coming out from their Pedri, coming out from their, academy and all that. So they buy, they have a lot of young talent that can actually come together and, produce a good performance together. So I think they won't do it the way they are doing it in the La Liga, but I think they'll be a good top four team in the Premier
so
League.
they'll finish in top four.
Yes.
Wow.
They'll,
All right.
they'll be a good
Alpha,
top
where if you say this Barcelona team go finish and how you go be for them for Premier League?
You know, it's all about football. Something of football that you don't even the next match, you cannot even know the team that is going to win. For me, I think if Barcelona should come to England Premier League to play, they will not survive it at all.
So they go survive.
They no go survive am at all because if you come watch this Premier League, you go come see say na the for my own side o, for my own side na the hardest football competition wey be say I don see. If you should go to that Spain, that La Liga, each season, every season, you go see say is either Madrid, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, Villarreal that used to come to Champions League. But if you come England, e no dey like that. It's a year on rotation. So if you still watch this Barcelona now, you see that if they only build from their midfield, there is nothing like defense. They don't even like them say they don't hope on defense. They only go through their midfield. And this England team, even goalie, if Barcelona should come to EPL to play, I will tell you that at the end of the season, they can only qualify for Europa League.
Well, you see, I will borrow from what's his name? I think it was Muzil when he came to Arsenal.
Arsenal,
He said something, and then that's where I'll take my take from. He said that in the La Liga, once you have scored a team 2 or 3 goals, and it's about 70 minutes, the team just stop playing.
Yeah.
But in the Premier League, you are leading by 5-0, and then in that team is still fighting. You see, the Premier League consolation goal to them is to one of these small teams is even bigger than them even winning games. They want to just keep the scoreline at a point where okay, we know they know disgrace us. So you see them fighting. There was this game, Arsenal game that I think Declan Rice and I think it was half of Arsenal's midfield. They played total squad from defense and midfield. They were chasing the ball. Arsenal was leading 4-0 in that game. They chased that guy. One player, they chased that one player to their post. They collect that ball from that player hand. That's how that's how tough the Premier League is. So I think
There's
that
nothing like small team.
I think that the reason is that now this is my core reason now. Now you talk about spending power. It's not just about the big teams. Fulham they buy player of 40 million now.
Sure. If you
Crystal Palace they buy player of this thing. See Crystal Palace go carry coach wey Europa League for Bundesliga carry am come Crystal Palace. So in the La Liga, how many teams can spend up to 30 million in La Liga?
Except Barcelona and Real Madrid.
That's what I'm saying. How many teams? Talk about it. If you leave the top boys, which is Atletico Madrid, Barcelona, and Real Madrid.
even Villarreal sef.
No, I don't think there's any other team that can comfortably spend 40 million twice in a season. Twice, I'm saying twice, though.
Yeah, that's why the Barcelona and Real Madrid are dominating.
That's what I'm
Because
saying.
the wage bill, the spending power is higher. They
That-
have more
now,
spending power.
you're going to
other
the
team.
question I
They
put
have-
out
they
there-
have
It's
the
not about
luxury of
it's not about spending power.
because I put out here and I say currently, I'm not saying
Now.
back then they spend. I think currently
Now,
in this
Arsenal
particular
cannot
team now,
survive in EPL.
where they go finish for the Premier League? This particular
They
current
don't
Barcelona
They will
team.
finish top 4.
They no fit.
Barcelona will
See,
finish top 4.
if you should come to that EPL now, if you should come to the Premier League now, you will see Man City is there, Arsenal is there, we have Chelsea, we have Man U, understand?
Tottenham self the chuke.
Forget Tottenham, forget Tottenham now.
How go forget Tottenham?
You still have the toughest one now. Wey be say if me and you now get match with them, me and you get match with the two.
You won't play Fulham. You won't play Fulham.
Newcastle Aston Villa. You won't play Newcastle.
You won't play Fulham.
Aston
You won't play Crystal Palace. You won't play Newcastle. You not even Newcastle. Newcastle self be like say they want to spend money to even meet up. No, these teams wey like Fulham, Crystal Palace, who you wan call again? Aston Villa dem. Aston Villa sef don even come up. These teams you go plan well.
no surprise you sef say if you dey carry this guy give Newcastle go tear them.
No, Newcastle beat them. They beat Newcastle for Champions League, which is that one na Champions League. You know, Premier League is a different ball game, of course, but they beat. But I'm saying that the marathon for Premier League can Barca survive it.
They no fit.
Barca fit survive that marathon.
That is why I said they will win. They can qualify for the top 4. But you see the way they dominate. The Barca can go 10 matches they've not lost. You know,
It's a La Liga, not a
that
Premier
one is in
League.
La Liga.
Yes, not a Premier League.
So Barca, you believe say Barca?
Because I think when it comes to quality of players, Barca have quality players, quality all around the team. Understand? And in the Premier League, the same thing. They get quality players, man for man. If you match players of Aston Villa, you know, we fit stroll into that Barca team. You understand? So I think it go dey difficult for them, but a realistic position for them to finish is top 4.
Where you say they go
I
finish?
no agree.
Where you say they go finish?
The only thing wey we say wey go make Barca now fit reach that top 4 unless say FIFA dey by their side for Premier League.
No, FIFA. Leave FIFA.
Na me say I hate Barca.
Where you say they go finish?
They fit qualify for Europa League.
Europa.
Yes.
That's like 6th.
Barca don win or qualify for that Champions League. We say FIFA just wan do am based on that name Barcelona because they don already dey big.
Even when Barca dey La Liga, Barca qualify for Europa League.
We dey talk about EPL. No, you are not even saying anything about La Liga. Now for EPL, if they can succeed, well, for EPL.
Well, there's so many like I said, there's so many factors where you look at. Like I said, you look at most of these players, the world adapt, they only function for the Premier League. So you look at it and be like, these players wey Barca carry, would they be able to adapt quickly to the Premier League? Now, few players they come, they adapt quickly. Few players they come, not just from La Liga, from other things, they come and have few players. Some players they take them about. Some players they feel the ball, but the weather still affect them. Some players feel the ball, but you know something that affect them, or the physicality that affect them once in a while. See what we name Gittins. Gittins never days to the physicality of the Premier League. He still they struggle. So players like that, Zubimendi too still they get used to the physicality of the Premier League. See, that's how it is. So Premier League, you must bear your mind here and here say okay, I wan come ball for Premier League. Well, no make the matter long. Let's see your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think? Do you think Barcelona will survive the Premier League? Do you think they can be able to go, you know, do that marathon, the Premier League marathon, December, January? Remember, La Liga they go break, Premier League no dey go break. So we don't able to do that. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Let's talk about it.